Good morning, Western Washington, and happy Monday. I'm Matthew Fab with Western Washington Weather, and today we're going to take a look at the forecast for this week, and hint, it's going to be another rainy week with a lot of snow in the mountains as well, and a lot of showers throughout the area today. So we're going to start with that here. You can see on the satellite imagery, we got showers offshore, we got clouds across most of Western Washington. We're going to have showers moving through the area today. You can see the remnants of a low-pressure system spinning off northern California, otherwise relatively calm across the northwest this morning. Taking a look at the radar, you can see these showers offshore. We're going to have some showers developing across the lowlands later today, and we'll take a look at that here in just a moment. Taking a look at the European model forecast, you can see those showers developing across the lowlands today, potential convergence zone activity extending into the mountains this evening. We'll take a look at that in greater detail here in a minute, and you can see those showers diminish by the time we get to early Tuesday morning. Potential for a few more isolated showers Tuesday evening, and then we dry out on Wednesday there before rain starts to spread back onto the coast there about 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and our next system moves into the lowlands by the evening, bringing another round of rain and mountain snow through Wednesday evening into Thursday, with showers continuing on Thursday, and then another system moving in on Friday. They're bringing more rain and mountain snow to the area, continuing all the way through Saturday with some of those showers remaining around the area. And then our next system starts to move into the area by late Saturday night, there into early Sunday morning, bringing another round of rain to the region. So taking a look at total rain, this would be through 11 p.m. Saturday, so through this upcoming week, and you can see the lowlands get an additional 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches of rain. Here you can see a bit of a rain shadow over the San Juan Islands, and then you can see some areas of heavier rain around potential convergence zones, like just around Seattle. They're getting a total of 1.5 inches this week due to that elevated rain from the convergence zone. Same thing between Everett and Mount Vernon there, with upwards of 2 inches of rain, possibly with some heavier showers sitting up there, and even Whidbey Island getting up to an inch, even in the rain shadow, because of some of those heavier showers today. And then you can see the coast is going to be continually slammed with more rain, with totals of 2.5 to 4 inches along the coast and up to 6 inches there in the Olympic Mountain foothills. And then if we take a look at mountain snow totals, this is from the National Blended Model, so pretty high resolution forecast here. This is good news for anyone who's really wanting to see our snowpack go up, and we do need that. So you can see through the end of the day Saturday, the passes are getting some significant amounts of snow, between 20 and 35 inches at the passes. This is, of course, spread out through a few days and a few different systems, so this is not all going to be falling at once, thereby limiting some of the travel impacts. But you're looking at 20 to 30 inches at Snoqualmie Pass, up to 35 inches at Stevens Pass and White Pass as well. So these are good things to see. You can see Paradise, Mount Baker, Mount St. Helens, all getting upwards of 4 feet of snow, potentially up towards 6 feet. At some of the highest peaks, and even places like Hurricane Ridge getting over a foot, and the Olympics themselves getting some pretty decent snow up toward 4+ feet there. So this week looks to be pretty snowy across the mountains, and this is a good thing to see for our snowpack, which is still lagging behind where we would really like it to be at this time of year. And now taking a look at today, want to take a look at the lightning potential as we go through this afternoon. You can see chance of lightning, especially across the Puget Sound area. Around 1 p.m. it's showing up there on the North Kitsap Peninsula near Hood Canal. That threat continues as we go into the evening before pushing south. You can see even chance of lightning around Portland around 5 to 6 p.m. or so. Taking a look at that on a higher resolution forecast, this is the high resolution rapid refresh model. You can see as we go through this afternoon, it picks up some enhanced shower activity around Whidbey Island, parts of Skagit and Snohomish County, and then that continues into the Seattle and Tacoma areas there as we go toward 4 to 6 p.m. That starts to push off into the mountains there and diminish as we go into early Tuesday morning. Maybe a few isolated showers causing some, like a rumble of thunder or so out on the coast as we go into early Tuesday morning. But other than that, that should diminish pretty quickly. And taking a look at simulated radar, you can see that you got some showers moving in to the coast this morning. Then you get this enhanced shower activity around midday for parts of areas from Everett up toward Mount Vernon, including Whidbey Island there. And then as we go into this afternoon, you get this convergence zone development across parts of the lowlands there. You get more showers moving onto the coast. Heavy showers at times between Everett and Tacoma, all the way through 7 p.m. And then take a look at how this brings heavy snow into the Cascades, areas from Crystal Mountain all the way to Snoqualmie Pass and Stevens Pass. That could bring some, when you get these convergence zones that slam into the mountains, it can change the road conditions on the passes, especially Snoqualmie, from being fairly good, like bare and wet, to having snow accumulating on the road within only 15 minutes or so. And this can cause closures and accidents and spinouts and stuff like that. So if you are traveling across the passes, especially this evening, be careful for that. You can see those showers across parts of the lowlands linger all the way into about midnight before that convergence zone starts to weaken and push off into the Cascades. And then you get more showers moving onto the coast through the day Tuesday. Some of those showers could make their way into the lowlands as we go into Tuesday afternoon. You can see moderate rain, maybe heavy rain at times in some of those showers moving through the lowlands Tuesday afternoon. And then we get our next system starting to move into the area. By the time we get to Wednesday morning, that rain is starting to get closer to the coast. So now I want to take a look at something different here. This is a map of the forecast zones for Western Washington from National Weather Service Seattle. You've probably seen this map before. You got like the Seattle and vicinity zone, Tacoma area, the southwest interior, and then this very large zone across the entirety of the Cascade foothills and stuff like that. So you can see how these are mainly divided by county lines, and then this very general area called the foothills and Seattle and vicinity and stuff like that. So these zones have typically created problems in that, for example, if you issue a high wind warning for gap winds across this whole forecast zone for the foothills, a lot of places in this zone don't get any wind at all. And these zones have actually created a lot of problems in terms of communities either being underwarned or overwarned for a weather event in general, whether it be snow or flooding or something, or wind or something like that. And you get some of these weird oddities here, like where the Everett and vicinity zone also includes part of the northern Kitsap Peninsula, and just these kind of weird things that don't exactly match up, like the coast zone including all the way into the Olympic Mountain foothills. So like if there's a high surf advisory issued, if you live on the foothills of the Olympic Mountains, you get a high surf advisory, which is not optimal. So starting tomorrow, the National Weather Service is changing to this format. This follows the trend that National Weather Service Portland did last year, changing into zones based more on elevation and weather impacts. So you can see how we have a lot more zones now across the lowlands here, especially the foothills. That big zone was broken up into like 4 different zones. You can see Seattle and Bellevue are their own zones, so is Everett and North Seattle there. And then you can see the Kitsap Peninsula and Hood Canal have 2 different zones there. Olympic Mountain foothills have their own zones, even up along the strait, and the coast zones are much thinner. And then you have the Chehalis Valley has its own small zones as well. Southwest interior broken up into like 3 different ones. And then areas from Seattle down toward Tacoma and about the the Pierce-Thurston County line getting their own zone as well. And even the mountain zones, you can see how we have these valleys that are in a different zone than the Cascade zones. So this will be very helpful. This will make it a lot easier for weather alerts to really be issued for the people that need to know them and not for people who will not be impacted. And we can take a look at this cool feature here on the NWS Seattle website where we can do a slider and we can compare the current zones to the zones tomorrow. And just take a look at that difference. That is a really big difference between these very general zones that don't have much of a boundary in terms of elevation and actual weather impacts, more of a political boundary. And then you take a look here at these zones that are solely based on geography and weather impact. So I'm pretty excited to see this trend, these get put into effect here. It'll be really good for our weather alerts and will make things more accurate. So definitely stay tuned. I'll be showing some examples of how these zones are helpful as we get weather alerts over the next few months here. So thank you all very much for watching here. Be sure to subscribe here in Western Washington Weather. Follow me on Blue Sky, on Twitter, and on Facebook. Links to all these are in the description below. So thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.